Hey, it's Sheldon with S&N Custom Lawn Care. Thought I'd give you a tour of the shop today. So take a look around. I'll show you some of the equipment that I use and the tools I use. And here we go. There's my, oh sorry about that, I got a heater here. It's running, that's how I heat my shop, but I'll turn it off. Yeah, sorry about that. The heater was on there. It's a Mr. Heater, I think that's what it's called. Just bought this about a week ago. 125,000 BTU. Heats the shop up in about 15 minutes. There's a couple of magnetic signs I used to use on my truck before I got the permanent ones. The Sonic Sladen up there. I'm also a DJ and a live sound technician. So that's my other company, Sonic Sladen Music. Up there we got it's a magnetic block heater. You just put that on your engine and plug it in, it warms it up. Not too much to see it here. This here is one of my lawnmowers I use. It's a Honda. I'm not 100% on what model it is. It's self-propelled. Just press this down here and it turns the wheels. The faster you go, the more you push it down. There's the bag for it. That there's a bag for my other walk behind mower, which is this one here. It's a yard machine. It's a 139cc 21 inch. It's also self-propelled, but with this one here, it's got rear wheel drive self-propelled. That one there, it's front wheel drive self-propelled, so it isn't the best because half of the time you're pushing down on it and it lifts the front wheels up, so it doesn't exactly move that well. These here are my trimmers, weed whackers. Hanging up there, I got this one here is a Pull-On Pro, and this one here is a Still, and then this green one here is actually a Pull-On. Then this here is actually a submersible water pump. My yard here floods all the time in the winter or spring and summer, so got to put that down. We got a well that's about, I don't know, 12 feet down, I think. Put that in there. This here is my hedge trimmer. It's a Still HS81T. It's the commercial style. The handle actually rotates so you can do it sideways and stuff. And it's actually sitting on top of my chainsaw at the moment. This here is my Pull-On chainsaw. It's only a 16 inch, which is works okay for me. Wouldn't mind a little bigger, but it works okay. This down here is my Still polo saw chainsaw, and it goes all the way down here, and the blade on it right in there. Had a little tiller, a Pull-On, like a little tiny garden tiller. Got the motor off of it. The gearbox wore out of the actual tiller part, but the motor's good, so I kind of kept it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I also have a Briggs & Stratton 23 horsepower auger motor down there that runs. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it either. It's just kind of sitting here. This here is my leaf blower, which I use for doing leaves. It also sucks up leaves. It's got a bag that attaches to it. I also use it for doing snow removal in the winter. Sidewalks and decks and stuff. It works great. That up there is actually my brother's welder. We do a lot of welding here, working on derby cars and stuff. Up there, my brother's fishing gear, along with a marine tank for a derby car. And down here is I got two-stroke oil, still two-stroke oil, and fuel tank, which is mixed fuel. Next one over is actually for diesel, for our diesel heater in the shop. And then I got my chainsaw oil for the chainsaw blade. Down here I got some of my hand tools for doing yard work. A couple of leaf rakes, one's plastic, one's steel. Got one, actually a gravel rake there. Behind it is a little hand cultivator. Not too much down there. These toboggans here are actually made by Easy Way cattle oilers out of Pipestone, Manitoba. Actually, Sinclair, Manitoba. They're given to us as kids as toboggans, but I use them a lot for going to the yards, and you know, you got trees or something to clean up, load up the sleigh and haul it to the truck, because a lot of the time you can't get the trailer out there. This here is one of my air compressors. It's one of the larger ones. I'm just actually working on it today. Gonna convert some hoses over. The hose is rotten and got holes in it. I'm also thinking about hooking it to another one. This is a dual cylinder. My other one that I have is a single cylinder, so we'll see what we can do there. This here is a Yard Pro lawnmower that I actually bought from Virden Radiator. And what I'm doing with it is I took the motor off and put it in my Lawn Chief 440. Or, 440. Which had a true value Briggs & Stratton 12 horsepower motor on it. We ended up, my brother was driving it and he blew it up there in the summer doing some work for Manitoba Hydro. But I bought this lawnmower just to take the motor off of it, because the motor on this one was only 4 years old, and my Lawn Chief there is probably 20 years old. But it's always been kept in shop and in the garage, and it's in mint condition. So I ended up buying this. I don't know what I'm going to do this. I think one of my friends is going to buy it and possibly turn it into a racing mower. I'm not sure on that, but that's the story on that. This here's my tractor. I got I don't know, about a year ago in March. It's a John Deere X530. It's 25.5 horsepower. And it has a 54-inch mower deck. And it's got a 48-inch snowplow. There's also a 48-inch rotary brush that attaches to it. I also have a 48-inch snowblower that attaches to it, and I believe this is a 38-inch rear tiller that attaches to it. That there is actually a power flow bagger for the mower for bagging leaves and grass. There's the mower deck, which is I believe a 54-inch mower deck. I'll just there's the cover for it, 54-inch. I also have a pull-on tiller there that I use. It's hard to see. That there's a battery charger, which does not work anymore. I don't know why I still have it. I just do. That back there is one of my other air compressors. It's just a single cylinder, so that's why I'm switching over to the other one. That thing doesn't have enough power to run my air tools. Here's one of my snow blowers. I'll walk behind. It's actually probably, I'm guessing 40 years old, but runs like it was new. Came from my grandpa, same with Lawn Chief 440. Here's a Roper 526, which means it's a 5 horsepower, 26-inch. That green and red back behind that bike is what I use for spreading fertilizer or grass seed in the summer. and I also use it for spreading salt on sidewalks and driveways in the winter. This here is my 48-inch rotary brush, which also attaches to this tractor, which is broke down right at the moment. I was up a couple days ago, and I was uptown doing sidewalks, and I hit a couple of ruts, and I broke the lift rod that lifts it up. And the rod is right here. If you can see, that end right there broke off right in the threads, but it goes down there. This here is my table. It's got random junk on it. There's a bunch of tires there for my mom's 2003 Pontiac Aztec. Those are summer tires. We got, in this case, we got a drill, which is, I believe, an 18-volt cordless drill. I will open it up and show you. Lithium. It's 18-volt lithium drill, and it is a quarter cable. Seems to be an okay drill. I've had it for a few years. Used to use that actually when I was back moving furniture for KDL Furniture out of Brandon, Manitoba. I'd use that for putting furniture together. But I use it a lot for doing repairs and stuff now. There's a couple of my hand saws. Actually, I believe this is my brother's, but I use it a lot. My Eagle grinder. My brother picked up a vehicle polisher there. Down here is actually a John Deere push lawnmower that I'm working on for a buddy to get going. In that box, there's a bunch of parts for demolition derby vehicles, which we do a lot of. And show you my toolbox. Here's one of my vices. And I got an old snap-on magnet. Long time ago, that magnet is probably 20 years old. I'll show you some of my tools that I use. I believe these are Mastercraft tools. I can't remember for sure. I know I bought this kit, probably 10 years ago through Canadian Tire. Back when I worked for Southwest Pontiac Buick GMC out of Sladen, Manitoba as a automotive mechanic. And I also, I've worked for Southwest Pontiac Buick GMC out of Manitoba. I've worked for Virden Ford out of Virden, Manitoba. I've worked for Brandon Chrysler Jeep Dodge out of Brandon, Manitoba. And I've worked for Freightliner Manitoba out of Brandon as a heavy-duty mechanic. These are some more of my tools. Welding wire. What else we got here? Pliers. Tin snips. These are peanut bulbs for like license plate lights on vehicles. I'm gonna move this. That's pails of dirt that my mom had actually. I'm not sure what mom was planning on doing with it, but she asked me to buy some dirt. So I did. Up there is a box of chains for derby cars and towing vehicles. In here I got Mastercraft wrenches. I got a box of cotter pins This here's welding hose for actually my brother's welder. Drill bits, which I see half of them are missing. I got a couple of vice grips in here. That one there and this big one. In here, a bunch of electrical supplies. We got a multimeter, OBD2 vehicle scanner. I don't know, some drill bits, some wires. Supposed to be a wire crimping kit here, but I'm not sure where it went. My friends are always borrowing tools from me, so stuff goes missing all the time. A couple of vice grips in there, multi-purpose string, I don't know. I'm not even sure what's in here. Take a look. Oh, that's a flare kit for doing like brake lines and stuff. Turn this around so you can read it. It's a double flare toolkit. Bought that to do, to do brake lines on vehicles for doing safeties and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, in there is a bunch of air fittings, which I don't think fit anything. In here, there's another thing for the welder. Bunch of random tools. This thing here is a ring expansion tool for doing rings on motors. And here, more a bunch of random parts, bunch of random sockets that don't go anywhere. A bunch of hose clamps, some big screws, a hacksaw, which actually has a blade. And remove this big box of chains in here. I don't know, there's bolt cutters and pipe wrenches and more random tools. This here is a brake piston ring tool for pushing the brake pistons back in on brake caliper. Put that back. What else can I show you? Got a bunch of gardening hoses there. There's a ladder there used for going up and doing eave troughs and stuff. A bunch of eave trough piping. 100 foot of extension cord. Pair of coveralls. Up there's a tire off of a derby car. Oh, back here. There's actually the old motor out of the Lawn Chief 440 that actually ended up with a broken piston rod connecting rod. It just shattered. So it was cheaper to actually buy a used motor that was only 2 years old than to buy the actual connecting rod. Down here I got the snow scoop, snow shovel, push broom. Got there's a roof rake, another snow shovel. Up there's a stack of 4 safety stands for working on vehicles. Back in behind there is actually a ladder, which is an extendable step ladder. My grease gun. Out there's my wiring snake, which leads more to the sonic Sladen music production side. That's for running wiring through walls. My creeper, which doesn't exactly work that well. Some of the stuff I use for repairing stuff, I got belt dressing, brake fluid, gas line antifreeze, starter fluid, that's my oil can. That there's actually Windex that I use for cleaning all my vehicles off. That there is actually red light lenses which belong on my 1985 E350 Ford ambulance. but I had to take off because you're not allowed to run red lenses anymore, and I use that at vehicle to haul sound equipment. An old stereo out of a vehicle, which I haven't found another one to put it back in. The wheels off my rotary brush. Funnels. That down there is lay flat hose, which I use for pumping water in the spring. This here is actually an old, down there, it's actually an old kitty litter box, which I actually use as a drain pan for doing oil changes. Down in this box, that's more material for demolition derby vehicles. Padding that we put in the driver's door. Me and my brother are big into demolition derbies, so right now we don't have a demolition car in here, but normally we do. We got a well, what is it? I think it's a 1971 Pontiac Ventura, which was our car last year. And this year we got I believe it's an 85 Chrysler Fifth Avenue, which we're going to be running. But we also have a couple more lined up. We haven't got them here yet, but we're hoping to get everything lined up in time. Hopefully make it to Brandon, Manitoba's demolition derby they have during the fair. But if not, we'll be for sure in the Virden, Manitoba demolition derby. I got a big grass seed up here for doing patches here and there. Northern seed. And up there you can see see it's the ends of all the weed whackers all propped up there. Yeah, sorry about the mess down here. The fan there because it gets awfully hot in my shop in the summer. And I also have a dog. I have a chocolate lab he'll be 6 this year. His name is Oliver. So I store his food out here as well. One of our many fire extinguishers, because you never know when you're going to have a fire, and it's better to be safe than sorry. And there's the table again. We'll wander around over there. There's the front of that heater. It's actually a diesel heater. You plug it into electric, and the electric fires it up and runs a fan. And back in here with the tillers, a bunch of junk in there. More deck. That there is supposed to be it's an old washer machine tub that we're going to turn into a fire pit someday. This here is our engine hoist, which I use a lot for working on lawnmowers. Lift the whole lawnmower up in the air, you can work right under it. That's about it for the shop for Sonic Sladen Music Productions. Oh, sorry, there's one of my air compressors just fired up. Take a look at that. Nothing too exciting there, but thought I'd show you. I also got a hand tiller down here. Push it underneath this tow rope. You actually push that thing and it tilts the ground. It's got the cultivator shovels on the back. Works well. That's about it for my shop. Not too much I can show you. I'll take you inside quickly and kind of show you a little bit of my Sonic Sladen stuff. I have a live band system set up in actually my studio here. Well, there's my dog, Oliver. He's a pain in the butt. This here's my soundboard for doing live sound. And I got CD player, light controller. That there's actually my soundboard for doing socials. another CD player, another soundboard which I use for doing parades. This is my guitar here, one of my electric guitars. This here's my live sound rack. I got a Rain crossover, and the next amp is a PV amp that I use for monitors. Then I got a QSC 2450 and a Crest 12. The 2450 runs my tops, and the CA12 runs the subs. And this is the tops of JBLs. The bottom subs there, which my CA12 runs, is Community Dual 18s. These here are JBL 18s, and they're 500 watts a piece. They're powered on their own. So I have this whole system here, which is all ran together. This here is an old drum set. Actually belonged to my grandpa when he played in a band. They're coronets. I can't find too much information on them, but I believe they're probably 40, 50 years old, and I still play them. I used to have a nice Tama set, but I ended up selling them. So I'm actually looking at buying a new set. Here's a couple more. That horn there is actually out of the Virden Anglican the Virden Anglican Church. I took that out and put some new speakers up in their bell tower. A couple more speakers there and guitar amps. And then got a little bit of storage in here too, with more sound equipment. Not a whole lot to see in here. A couple of PV speakers I use for doing wedding ceremonies. That shelving all there is all lighting, lasers, scanner lights, stuff like that. 20-inch mirror ball. This right here, there's actually those are 3 compact 12-inch stage monitors. So I use them a fair amount. I actually got them from the Virden Odd Theater. I bought those 3 off them. I bought a couple of EV 18-inch subwoofers, which I don't use anymore. Actually, I don't even have them anymore. Ended up selling them. But I also bought these EV eliminators off them too, which I use. But that top one, I got to replace the driver on that. So yeah, this is my studio. That's about all I have to say about this. Not a whole lot there either. I just thought I'd put a movie on today. Today is March 2nd. It's about, 8 o'clock at night. And it's 2016. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel at the bottom there. And we'll talk to you later. I'm Sheldon Gould of Sonic Sladen Music Productions and also owner of S9 Custom Lawn Care out of Virden, Manitoba. Thanks for watching.